Chaos is beautiful. I know that sounds weird, but think about it for a second. Isn't it funny how we spend so much of our lives trying to control everything? Starting from our plans, our feelings, the people around us, only to realize that life doesn't work that way. It doesn't always go necessarily the way that we planned it to. Like, life is literally messy and unpredictable, and it is also very exhausting when things don't go your way. But that's where the beauty is. Like, look at the nature. For example, look at the sunset. Like, it's as if God just splattered all of those colors in the sky in a very messy, chaotic way. But then when you look at the sky altogether, all of those oranges, pinks, blues, all of those go so well together, and you're just left astonished on how pretty it looks. So why is it that we look at our own chaos, our own mistakes, our failures, and our detours as something bad for us, as something ugly? Like, why do we think we need everything to be perfect and linear as exactly like we planned it to be? Let's say you plan something so linear and you have this huge end goal in mind, okay? And you're taking steps towards it. But all of a sudden, you're just trembling and you go into a different pathway. And you think that is leading you away from the huge end goal you had in mind for yourself. And you start blaming God, saying, I prayed so much for that thing, for that pathway to work, but it did not. Why are you doing this to me? Okay? It's natural for humans to have that mindset, like, for all those thoughts creeping in like that. But little do we know that that detour that we had to take is exactly what we needed that we did not know to get exactly where we want to be. Or even better, because we plan and Allah plans and Allah is the best of planners, okay? So yeah, that detour was never in the way of you achieving your goals, but rather it paved a different way for you than what you had envisioned for yourself. I see a lot of us making dua for the means rather than the ends. For example, let's say you want to make a certain amount of wealth to be able to take good care of your family, okay? And you start making dua to get a particular job. Do you see the underlying problem there? Like, you have to just ask Allah for that ability to take good care of your family and to take good care of yourself, and for that amount of wealth, okay? It is not your problem to be thinking of which job you have to get there. It is Allah. Allah is going to take care of that for you, okay? So when you do not get the exact job that you prayed for, do not start questioning the acceptance of your dua, because Allah might have something even far greater in store for you than what you prayed for, than the job that you prayed for, okay? Because Allah knows what your end goal is, and as long as you keep believing Him, it's always going to be victory to the believers, yeah? Because Allah might have had planned for you to open up your own business and to make millions and millions out of it, while you were just stuck on that one job. And that was never even that good for you to begin with. So Allah saved you from that because you put your whole trust in Allah, and He loved you for it. Okay? So if you pray for something, if you pray for a huge end goal and you do not see that going exactly like you planned it to, and it gets chaotic, just let the chaos play out. Okay? Literally just let it play out. I've had moments where in my life I've felt like a complete mess. Like, everything was spiraling and I literally couldn't keep up. Like, literally. But that was the time that I got more and more close to Allah. That was the time that I became so much of a better person right after, okay? So when I look back, that shaped me the most. That made me the person that I am today, and I am literally so grateful for it. And I never thought that I would say this when I was going through all of that, but I am so grateful for it. So the lessons and the strength that we gained from those chaos and failures is not a detour from our plan in the infinite wisdom of Allah, okay? The mess wasn't in the way, it was the way, but we just did not know. And that's the point. Like, life isn't supposed to look like a perfectly curated Instagram feed. It's supposed to feel like the world's most complicated, unpredictable, a little messy, but beautiful painting, okay? It's not going to be pretty up close always. Like, when you zoom too much into the pixels, it's not going to make sense. But when you just step back, when you zoom out, and you see how all of the messy strokes and the pixels come together to make something so insanely beautiful. And that's what I would love to call as God's bigger picture. Whenever I'm going through something and it does not make sense at the moment, I like to use this trigger word, God's bigger picture, to remind myself that I may not understand what is happening right now, but all I know is that whatever is happening right now is very necessary for me to get where I want to be and for where God wants me to be. I hope that makes sense, but yeah, okay. So what I want to say is, if you're in the middle of chaos right now, don't be so quick to wish it away, okay? Sit with it. Let it sink in. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Because someday, honestly, trust me, you'll look back and realize that the mess was never just a mess. It was a part of God's masterpiece for you that you can't comprehend yet. And that's what makes chaos beautiful. So make it out alive from the chaos and let it shape you into the person that you're meant to become. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.